Welcome to the monthly video, and this month we're going to start with the SPY. You're going to see SPY is a hammer, closer to being a 2-2 reversal here. On the quarterly basis, we have reclaimed the scenario 3, so anytime we're above 546.87, we want to be aware of the potential for a 3-3 quarter. Should be going all the way up into 613 again, and potentially a lot further, depending on what the market's thinking. But we have a magnitude back through this previous range. Qs. It's the same thing. Here's your hammer month and your reclaim of a scenario 3 on the quarter. Here's your broadening formation cues. Dow Jones. A little bit more effort here to get that monthly going, but it's going to look pretty much the same. If we go to the month, here it is. Triangle layout. It comes back up and closer to a 2-2 back up. If we go to IBM, you're also going to see in the IBM, the broadening formation looks like this, a little different than the other ones, like such, but we have the triangle, so they tick down in here. So this would be our sub triangle, hammer month. So this is what we'll be watching into next month. The biggest thing is these are not inherently bullish, right? Because it's still going down until it reverses. So it needs to be an in-force pattern above the current month's highs next month, tomorrow morning, and onward till the end of the month. That being said, if we go to all of these sectors, we're going to see across the sectors, real estate's the 3-2-2 month, materials the hammer month, communications the hammer month, healthcare's the 3-2-2 month setting up. Energies not so much. Utilities the outside hammer month, retail XRT the hammer month, defense sector with Boeing and that type of stuff the 3-2-2 hammer month. Discretionary, which is like your Tesla, your Amazon's hammer month, your Carvana's, your Shopify's. Financials 3-2-2 hammer month, like your Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Bank of America, your Citigroup, more MA, MasterCard, Visa. Home builders like your Lowe's, PHM, DHI, Home Depot, all those guys. You got that pivot machine gun in there, hammer month. Semis, the hammer month, like your Nvidia, etc. Jets, your airlines, hammer month. IYZ, telecommunications, such as like your Charter, your AT&T, Verizon, Liberta, etc. TMUS. Staples, hammer month, like your Coca-Colas, Pepsi's, Keurig Dr. Pepper's, Procter & Gamble's, Clorox. Industrials, your hammer month pivot machine gun. This is like your CAT, your DE, your transports. If we go to XLI, industrials, we already got that there. Regional banks, small cap banks. KBWB, your China ETF, like your PDD, PanW, Baidu, Baba, those type of guys. GDX, JNUG, the miners, they were already going up this past month. Energies still down. Transports, like your Ubers, etc. Lyft, it's going to be Norfolk Southern, Rails, etc. SPY, Qs, IBM, Dow Jones. VIX, big shooter month, pivot machine gun. Oh my gosh, right? And then you have your Apple hammer month, your Meta hammer month, and Jets again. So pretty much everything's setting up besides your energies, right? And then your VIX is the opposite, which is what you want to see. So that being said, if every single one of these are in force next month, we're in, right? We're going to be a buyer all month next month, but they have to be in force. That being said, let's go and take a look and see what we have setting up. Sadly, the scanner, we have not gotten the monthly data yet, although it'd be so cool. Hopefully we can have it early next month because this data is going to look beautiful. If these signals all break, we're going to be using Thinkorswim, so give me a sec. As always, if you skip to the end of the video, you can get the summary, but let's get started. Starting at the top of the list of these 2-2 setups for next month to the upside, BBVA. You'll see the hammer month with the year bright green, and it's been higher up into 26. Obviously not the biggest gainer, but it has about 90% of magnitude. Puck, also in the financials with BBVA. I'm going to see Puck in here. The hammer month, back through a previous range of short traders. So you got a lot of guys to come and take out in here. If we look up and left, this is what we like to see. If we go to MT in the materials, we will see hammer counter shooter month. If we look left, it has been a lot higher. So we have a previous range to come back through. Obviously not the biggest moving name, about 20% last month. So we'll see what comes of it. But SE gonna be more of my interest here. You'll see the 2-2-2 month setting up here in the communication services. we go to Hood in the financials, I really like this one. The 2-2 month back up, essentially all-time highs at 85, with initial targets at 54.84 and 66.91. We'll see VRTX setting up the 2-2 month in the healthcares. Sony setting up the 3-2 hammer month. This is in the consumer discretionary. And it has been higher. It's not the biggest mover though. Also in the financials, you have BCS. You'll see coming back through a previous range in here. Pivot Machine Gun with the hammer month after a triangle day out. WRB in the financials, you will see inside bar hammer month. And these are all a little bit of a smaller financials, but they are setting up. In the real estates, we will see well hammer month. I personally don't end up trading that sector very often. NTES in the communication services above 107.16 is an outside bar hammer month, and that's something I would like to know about just because it's a beautiful PMG through all those guys. GE in the defense sector, you see 3-2-2 setting up in GE. And this tells us to look at Lockheed Martin. You'll see the 2-2 month PMG. Tells you to look at Boeing, the hammer month pivot machine gun. Tells you to look at NOC, not setting anything up. Tells you to look at RTX, setting up the hammer month. Tells you to look at General Dynamics, the outside bar hammer month. If we go to more real estate's VTR, CAH, which is going to be in your healthcare sector. The outside bar 3-3 hammer month, so that's a big broadening formation you're going to see here on the weekly. You'll see lower lows, the higher highs, and can you get out of that for an expansion? GSK also in the healthcare, so you're going to see this. The hammer month back through previous range. We go to Progressive in the financial / insurers. You'll see the hammer 2-2-2 month. And here's your broadening formation. So you're going to notice higher lows. Too weak to take these guys out. It tells you to look at all states. The 2-2-2 hammer month setting up there as well. If we go to more real estate, CCI outside hammer month. We will see some utilities, AEP outside hammer month. Duck outside hammer month. DTE outside hammer month. So all the utilities look the same with XLU outside hammer month. And I don't need those on a list just because I know those by heart at this point. If we go to NVS in the healthcare, so you can see the hammer 2-2-2 month setting up with TAK in the healthcares. Outside hammer month, these are some lower volatility names. We will see LLY in the healthcares. This is more my style here. 3-2-2 back through previous range in LLY to give you outside quarter rev strat to the highs. We go to ABT in the healthcares. We'll see a 3-2-2 there as well. So we're gonna put stars next to those guys. And APT still has equal highs above to go after all-time highs. That's a good thing. If we look at Dash here, you're going to see similar to Hood, 2-2 month, and all-time highs are up there. So we've got about $65, $63 of range to go after. And Dash, that is going to be a part of your consumer discretionary. We got more healthcares, a lot of names I normally haven't traded, but BSX. you're going to have ALC, big ol' outside hammer month. You're going to have HCA. Gosh, there's so many. Momentum hammer. And then SNY hammer month. In this consumer staples, as we get lower on the list, Mondelez setting up the hammer month to the upside. Back through previous range, we got a nice big broadening formation there. We will have MO setting up the hammer month at the top of the triangle for broadening formation expansion. Something I'd like to know about. Tells you look at Philip Morris, which is a 3 on the month for a 3-2. Also tells you Coke, which you're going to see is a 3 on the month, so you get your broadening formation. Pepsi, still getting wrecked. Tells you Hershey's, which has a slight hammer on the month. Still, you know, not the strongest one, but maybe it kicks in, we'll see. Let's continue down the list. In the material sector, you'll have STLD, 2-month pivot machine gun with about 20% of magnitude. And a pivot machine gun, we like that. As we keep going. Yeah, a lot of these small cap financials on this list, TDG and HIG in there. You'll have in the semiconductors, KLAC, 2 hammer month from the bottom of the triangle back through previous range, setting up. Oops. If we go to eBay in the consumer discretionary of the RevStrat month, looking for all-time highs up in here. You see that's about $12 of range, although eBay does like to move when it does move. So it could go a lot further here. If we go to consumer discretionary, we'll get eBay in there. We will see in the consumer discretionary McDonald's, the hammer month as well. We will see, as we get down the list, in the industrials, DE hammer month. We will see Visa setting up the 3-2-2-monther financials. It's just like, we just got a lot, right? We got a MasterCard with Visa, 3-2-2 as well for the simultaneous break. This is why we want you guys skipping to the end if you're not interested in seeing how we're doing this. Costco. You'll see the 2-2-2-month triangle right in here on the month. It's going to be in your consumer staples here. That's a good one to trade because you get some big moves in there. $80 of range. Walmart. You're going to have the 2-2-month setting up as well there. Oh my gosh, right? It's going to be a fun market. Net in the what? Info technology. You're going to see the hammer month in net. Gosh, right? We'll also see STX at the hammer month. And look at this thing. Equal highs up there. Got the broad information month. That could be a really nice one here. Man, we're gonna have a lot to go after next month, huh? If we go to GD, we already talked about that one. Let's see. K, Kellogg's, nothing. Snow, oh yeah. You see the hammer month snow. So here's your broad information. Notice higher lows. So these sellers were too weak of sellers. Take this stuff out. So potentially they try the other side of the range up in here. And if we keep going, gosh, there's so many, right? Materials, NUE. The bottom of its monthly triangle down in here. The hammer month, 2-2 reversal setting up. This would be counter shooter on the quarter, setting up a 3-3 year. So 2-2 month to go outside year in NUE if that works out. That's a nice one. We go to Pan W in the technologies. You see the 2-2 hammer month back through a previous range. That's a fun one to trade. Gosh, right, there's just so many. We'll keep going. You'll see LRCX. They tried the highs, they tried to lows, and then you got the hammer month in here, LRCX with the semis. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be a long video. QCOM. See hammer month in QCOM. ASML in the semis. You're gonna see hammer month there as well. In the technologies, you're gonna see W day hammer month. That's a nice looking chart. Man, Microsoft. You see Microsoft pivot machine gun hammer month in the Magnificent 7 names here. Oh gosh. Put a lot of stars next to that one just so it sticks out. Royal Caribbean, you'll see the hammer month pivot machine gun. Tells you cruise lines, CCL, yep. RCL, yep. NCLH, not so much. Tells you Autodesk here next. Let's see, in the information technologies, you got the hammer month back through previous range. Still not all-time highs. Oh my gosh. In the healthcare's DXCM. This is one's pretty crazy one because you got this crazy triangle down in here at the lows. So if that works, potentially all the way back through these guys. And that's what you want to look for. The bigger the triangle, the more likely it is to work. That's the beautiful thing about these things here. And DXCM used to be a favorite trader of mine, so maybe it comes back, right? AMAT. Gosh, more chips with the hammer month. All right. Well, now we're to the banks. Morgan Stanley, hammer month. JP Morgan, the hammer month. Goldman Sachs, hammer month. Bank of America, hammer month. Citigroup, hammer month. Man. And can't forget Wells Fargo. Yep, there she is, hammer month. Oh gosh, if you guys don't know what a hammer month looks like next month, you might not do too hot. Shopify, hammer month. Who could have known, right? This reminds me of the quarterly macro video before the whole market cratered, doesn't it? Shopify goes into which sector? Let's check it out. What am I missing? Where is it? Where is it? Information technology, Shopify. Of course. All right. Apple, yeah, hammer month. Who could have freaking guessed? There it is. Google. 2 months setting up for next month. It is inside this week, but daily PMG for tomorrow. Oh my gosh, right? This is a mess. There's too much fun to go on around for next month. Oracle. Oh, who would have guessed it? Hammer month Oracle too. Adobe. Yep, there she is. Obviously hasn't been doing the best with all the AI tools coming out, but maybe. Personally, I'm going to shy away from it. But you got a big broad information there if it does work. So, you know, if that's your prerogative, go after it. NVIDIA. Yeah, nice little triangle out NVIDIA. So if you've been waiting to buy it, there it is. There's your 2-2-monther. Oh my gosh. Probably that's the only chip I'm going to put a star next to because I think they're just going to own the chip market. PayPal, the hammer month. Who could have guessed? Coin. Oh yeah, baby. Now we're into the Bitcoiners. This is gonna be some fun stuff. And now that we're on the topic, Bitcoin US dollar, 3 on the month. We get a Ripple. That's a RevStrat month. I've got a lot of Ripple, so we'll see how that plays out. AMD, although I really want this one to go down because the yearly lower lows on the month, hammer month. So if that starts kicking in PMG, maybe, just maybe, they do come back. We go to, before we get off of it, MicroStrategy. It's already going up with Bitcoiners. It's closer to the quarter up. Momentum to go to all-time highs up in here, about $138 a magnitude. Microchip, oh baby. That's a friggin' hammer month if I've ever seen one, huh? We got a huge triangle, so I'm gonna mention that. Tesla, hammer month could cause RevStrat quarter. And that is technically going to be in your consumer discretionary. D-Dog. This is a pretty one. There's your hammer month. Notice shooter calls the top, hammer calls the bottom, hammer calls the bottom here. So up into there, about 80% if that starts kicking in. And that's with like your Pan W, your Snow. Those things trade together normally. Okay, we're finally to the bottom of the list. Okay, now we can relax, right? Now, let's look at the threes on the month. Oh, we got 145 of those too. So I'm going to sort by market cap just to make this simple for me. Leaders, Netflix, that's a 3. So if you can get out of that, baby, here's your triangle. United Health Group, obviously not having the best time. So if the market fully recovers, this could turn into some natural selling, destruction of United Health Group. If not, tick down and then 3-3. Bring them all the way back. PLTR. And I'm just going to put these as scenario 3s on the month. We'll have Netflix, UNH, PLTR, Coca-Cola with Philip Morris. And these are the things where you have broad information, so you can play them, right? Uber, the RevStrat hammer month. I'm going to add that to the list here. Industrials. And that's setting up with your DoorDash. Don't forget that. Spotify. You have the outside bar month. And most of this is not like, hey, go buy all these monthly signals. Most of it is like, hey, this is what we see, right? Going into next month. This is where the strength is. Crowd in the industrial / or in the tech, I mean. SCHW in the banks. We'll add that to the list. And financials with the banks. And you can see that'd be going much higher, about 16% of magnitude in there. Oh my gosh. All right. Roblox, the outside hammer month Roblox. And then Boeing, we already got. American Tower in the real estates. Not going to be tracking that myself. Now, in the technologies, the outside bar hammer month. Back through a previous range of these guys. Booking.com, it's $5,000, but there it is. Hammer or outside bar month. Aflac, how could I forget, right? With Progressive and Allstate, you have the outside bar hammer month. Oh my gosh, guys. Zscaler, that outside hammer, you could call it hammer month, has been a lot higher This is going to be in your technologies, I believe. And I'm trying to cut down on the list by going after names that we know about, not the nobodies, so to speak. Yeah, Infotechs. It wasn't a buyout, was it? No, it was not. Oh my gosh. Carvana, how could I forget? The Outside Bar Hammer Month Carvana with your consumer discretionary. So Dash, Carvana, Tesla, eBay, you got all those guys in there. Okay, VRSN. If you recall the yearly video, oh yeah, baby. That is what we're talking about. And if you don't recall the yearly video, right here, baby. Above that, 20908. We talk about that? We did. Warren Buffett would be proud. All right. I think we're starting to get to the end of the list here. All right. I think we should be good. So that's your outside months, your hammers. Now the inside months. Man, oh man, how many do we got? Only 6. Thank the Lord. Oh, thank you. Okta. So while the whole market cratered, Okta did not. Inside month with the broad information here. And we already knew about that, but we'll mention it twice. You know, why not? Pod. See the inside month. Still inside year from the looks of it. Or no, might be a 2-up. So it's inside year up, inside month to try and get the year going or to negate it for a rev strat year to the downside. Financials, WRB, we already knew about that. ESLT, never heard of her, but that's a momentum hammer. So you see up, momentum hammer, boom, momentum hammer here. Oh, that one looks like fun to trade. So ESLT, interesting name. Industrials. Add it to the list of DE. And how could I forget Norfolk Southern on the industrials list? Not sure. Okay. Live music and entertainment, the Hammer Month, inside bar. Okay, that covers those. Now let's see if there's any shooters 2-up in reds. So AT&T's 2-up in red, but that's corrective activity against this yearly bright green. So AT&T, you've been watching or playing with us for a while, something we talked about last year. You got corrective activity there. O'Reilly, bright green here, you got corrective activity there on the week and month. Close in red with AutoZone, corrective activity, all momentum hammers. So 2-up in red, you got nothing. So guess what? How are you gonna have signals down next month if everything's setting up the other way? It's just not happening. Now, could it happen on the weekly? Probably, right? That could happen. But on the month, you just don't have it. So how are they gonna puke all month next month? Everyone wants it to puke, and you just don't have the signals to do it. So good luck, shorts, and good luck. Now let's look at, do we have any shooters on the month? 0 shooters. Okay. Well, this is what your list looks like, and we don't even have to differentiate between bull and bear because there's no bearish setups. So here's all your financials. Right, some stars, Hood, Visa, MasterCard, the simple ones that we like to trade. All the banks, we're always watching those. In the healthcares, you're gonna see these guys in here. You could put a star next to VRTX if you'd like. Dash, Carvana, Tesla, McDonald's is consumer discretionary with the eBays. Staples, specifically Costco and Walmart. Materials, specifically NUE with the big triangle. In the defense, GE, Lockheed Martin, Boeing for a potential pivot machine gun and simultaneous break there. And all the semis in here, right? Then here's all your tech stocks, right? Microsoft being in the big 7, Google in the big 7, DDOG, PanW, Snow all setting up similarly, STX. And a few industrials, your Bitcoiners slash your coiners, so let's call them that. And scenario 3 is on the month. The last thing is, I know AI was a hammer month, so we're going to add that to the list here and just make sure we don't forget it. But man, what a freaking list, right? All right, well, that is your list, and we're going to share it to the premium guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. I know it's, all the same thing, but that's the beauty in the strat. We already know what we're doing, so it's all the same thing. We're just going to do the same thing across them all. See you guys in the next video we've got, but adios and have a good rest of your night.